I want to show you the features that this machine has, and also I'm going to be addressing some of your questions because we've seen it in social media. Some of you have a lot of questions wondering what's so different between this and the other machines. So this video is gonna just to do that, tell you guys the main differences, the main technologies that we brought in with the new Powerful 2.0. And why don't we get started by showing you the content. So this is what you should expect when you get the machine. This is the new box, and as you guys can see, following similar design from our other products that we have created. So this is actually, let me see, there you go. So it opens magnetically from this front, and has like gold foil there, the X of Max there. So you open the box and voila, that's what you get there. So this one is the gold color, the one with the gold ring, which is our flagship color. And I'm gonna show you guys the other color, which is right here, which is the one with the black. This one is the stealth. A lot of you guys love it all stealthy. So we also have this one. So two colors to choose from, at least for right now. And you could actually purchase these at fkhonors.com and through official distributors. So let's actually go with my favorite one, which is the yellow and black. Black and yellow, good combination. So this one right here. So this one is the bundle that brings the battery with the machine and the spare one. Now, we also sell one that is only one battery. And the price of the one with one battery is, I believe, is $1,099. And then with the two battery is $1,345 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Marquise is telling me that I'm right. So when you get the machine, you're gonna realize that the screen is actually protected by this film. What you're gonna do is you're gonna peel this off. And this is just to protect the Powerful from scratching. But because I've been playing with this one already, so I have removed the thing. Now, one of the things that you are gonna notice, and this has freaked a couple of people out, if you turn on the machine and it doesn't turn on, that's actually a safety feature that we've been doing since the first wireless machine. The battery is electronically disconnected. So what you have to do is get the USB charger that comes with the machine, and it's actually, let me actually show you that. Oh, this one doesn't have it. That's awesome. Let's see the other one. Oh, it's out. Oh, yeah, sorry. Here it is. They took him out of the box. So this is the one that the machine comes with, and thank you. And this is the USB-C cable. So you basically are gonna power this, to a socket and plug it in the machine. It'll wake up the machine. The reason why we do this is because we want you to use the machine upon arrival, and this is gonna ensure that the battery is going to be somewhat, between 50% and 100%, so you can start using the machine when you get it. All right, so first thing first, let's actually walk you through some of the features of this machine. And the main thing is going to be the ergonomics. With this machine, we went for a taper out design. Now, if you're familiar with the Gorilla grip that we have been offering before in the Cyan, the EXO also has kind of like a chunkier grip. This one over here is kind of like in between, and it features a new ergonomic that we never tried before. I always had in mind to create a machine with a recessed grooving. Now, machining this recessed grooving is not that easy, and one of the reasons why we kind of like ruled it out in the past, but with this version, I wanted to do that. And the main reason why is because if you wrap the machine lightly, like I always do with Saran wrap or the Ergo wrap, a couple of loops, you really are gonna secure the machine. It kind of like anchors, with your thumb when the thumb rolls over the grip. I mean, something really nice. Now, the other feature that is actually cosmetic driven, but also has a nice feedback, is this diamond cut, all around the tip. And in my opinion, it's kind of like a nice way to, roll the machine with your fingers, because you have that traction there, but it's mainly for cosmetic purposes. And I really, really like how it looks, depending how the light hits. Anyway, most of us, are gonna be covering the machine, or finally, we have disposable grips for Exos, Fluxes, and the Flux Max. So just want to show you this before I continue and focus on the on the features. So these are the new disposable grips, and we have several models coming up. This one features the geometry of the Flux, the original Flux. And we have another one that's a little bit bigger for those that love that super. I'm gonna have it actually outside because at some point I think I'm gonna put it in the machine. This is the box. And I believe, Marquise, is it available on the website yet or about to come? It's actually coming soon. So it's actually coming soon. So we have the first, the first boxes here, and I want to share that with you. Now let's move on to the features of this machine, and hopefully you guys are gonna see this. This is, lefty. Okay. So as you guys can see, the first thing is that the screen is oriented for a lefty. I guess a lefty was messing with this machine because you can actually flip the screen. So I want to walk you through the features, and then we'll show that and flip the machine to the right hand. So once you press the center button, and as you guys can see, we have a new layout for the keyboard, for the keypad, super simple, no arrows anymore. The red one is going to be the on-off, on and off. And when you press this thing right here, the center button, I'm gonna go closer, we are gonna cycle through the first feature. And the first feature is eGive. Now, navigating with any of the buttons, you can actually go from 1, 2, and 3. So you guys can see, and then it rounds robin. So it doesn't matter if you use the first button or the last button, it's gonna cycle through all the options. So I had the eGive right there at 3, hit OK with the center button. And now I want you to look at there, and it's actually telling me that G3 stands for the eGive at 3. Now let's take a look at the screen and walk you through some of the features of the screen. So in the first row, you're gonna have the speed of the machine, and by default, the machine is gonna come stating the hertz. And this is something that I mentioned in some other lives. Moving forward, we are gonna have hertz as kind of like the main readout for speed, because hertz is one of the things that accurately can tell between machines and machine actually how fast the machine is going. So 1 hertz is 1 reciprocation, and hertz are actually measured in seconds. So this machine is telling me that it is right now at 116 hertz per second, meaning 116 reciprocations per second. Now, when you see the hertz at the bottom right there, you also have the equivalent in volts, and 116 hertz, it equals 7 volts. Now, when I show you this in the menu, you can actually flip that. I mean, if you want to keep, previewing the speed by volt, you're going to be able to revert that, where the volt is going to show big there and the hertz smaller at the bottom. All right, so then we have right here the battery life. It's stating this machine, it has about 50% because we've been messing with it. And there's gonna be a Bluetooth indicator in between once we enable Bluetooth and connect the foot switch. I'll show you that in just a moment. And then the 4 digits right there are gonna be your timer. Yes, so with this machine, you're gonna be able to track your sessions, the time that you spend tattooing, your setup, whatever. Different artists, charge differently. Some people charge from the moment the client comes in. Some people charge from the moment they start tattooing. So you're gonna be able to start and stop the timer. So if you're one of the artists that charges by the hour, you'll be able to look at your machine and say, okay, we've been tattooing for 5 hours. You owe me X. And I think it's a good feature, something that before you needed to rely on an app or something like that. Now, the main reason around the Powerball 2.0 is that all the features that before you had to go through the app to use, now you can access them directly from the machine itself. And as you see, if I'm not using the machine, the screen turns off after a few seconds to conserve battery life. So, that's actually a great improvement, and we listen to your feedback. We also try to do a lot of things that were a little bit more cumbersome by key combinations. Right now, I simply, just to access the menu to go to that function. So let's actually dive into the menu like I mentioned before. And when you press the center button right here, just wake up the machine. Press the center button for a few seconds. The first one is gonna be the E-give. Like I mentioned before, you can go up and down and select your level. Now, 0 means no give whatsoever, so the machine is gonna be super, super hard. So I'm gonna set it to the 3 parameter. Cannot see very well there. Oh, there you go, because I'm doing this backwards. Sorry about that. There you go, 3. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop one of our vertex needles right here, and I wanna show you a feature that we added here to make sure that the E-give response is actually accurate throughout, no matter what type of needle you use, whether you use a needle with a hard membrane, whether you use a single liner or a 45 Magnum or something, so you could always get the same response. So what we have done here is that the machine, the moment that you start using the machine, what's gonna happen is that the machine is going to sense the needle that it has, installed, right? So once the machine senses the needle, then it's going to make a calculation to give you the same amount of give throughout, different type of resistance of the needle, meaning the membrane, harder membrane, or more needles, and so on. So check it out. When I turn on the machine, you're gonna see the word sensing, and it does it for a fraction of a second. Sensing, boom. Okay, I turn it off. I'll do it again so you guys can see it again. Sensing, boom. Now, what that means is that the machine has figured out the needle that I have installed. And remember, I have the give right now. If you look at the G at the bottom, it says 3 right there, meaning that I'm in the softest level of give. And just gonna use my hand always as reference. And you guys can see how the give decelerate. And I'm not poking my hand right now. So, this is a feature that I wanted to have, because one of the things that I noticed in the past is that a lot of the times, if you use different needles, which are gonna have more resistance, the give was kind of like being affected by that, So with this method right now, you are gonna have always the same amount of give. So soft is gonna be soft no matter what needle you use, and hard, of course, it's no give. It's also gonna be the same. So that's why the machine is gonna be sensing the needle. Now, how did we accomplish this wizardry? And to sum it up, we actually redesigned the entire PCB, the entire motherboard of this machine. So everything that you have seen with the Flux 1 or the XO1 is a complete redo in this machine. Number 1, we have to have a processor that can actually handle the screen. And number 2, we have to have components for the give to be even more responsive. Because one of the things that I wanted to do is wanted to get a give that is actually similar to what the give used to be on a Halo, for example, which was our first give machine, or a coin machine. So you get kind of like this feedback with this machine right now, and this is thanks to the brand new technology. Also, we have a new Bluetooth module that gives us insane range, and one of the reasons why as well, I'll show you how to pair with a new kill switch in just a moment. All right, so let's continue with the menu. Press. So the first feature was the give. The second feature is the foot switch, and I am going to turn on the foot switch. So all you have to do is hit the on there, and now let me see if this one is actually on and pair. There you go. So check this out. Trying to do 20 things at once. So I have the foot switch right here, and what I have to do to pair the foot switch was to simply enable it on and then tap it 3 times rapidly. And look at this. See if you can see it there. So the way the foot switch works, and let me just walk you through because we gotta talk about this. As you see, there's nothing to be pressed in here. It's a rubberized structure that actually has a gyroscope, and this foot switch is rechargeable. So you never have to worry about chasing coin batteries or any type of special battery. You recharge it every now and then, and that's it. You don't even have to do anything else in here. It also has an on-off button at the bottom if you want to turn it off from the battery. but it's really easy to use. Now, this foot switch can be used on the table, you know, or it can be, it can be used on the floor or on the table. And this is actually the way that I will use it, because I'm trying to remove things from the floor. So the way you do it is, you know, you leave it on the table and you can simply tap, and always you have the control here. But some people find it, you know, pretty convenient just to have something nearby. You can cover it with a film or something like that, or put them in a bag, and you know, and that's it. And I would recommend that if this is going to go on the floor, definitely put inside a bag so it's all clean. The other way that you can use this, which is a byproduct of this technology, you can actually flip it around and now put it there. So now when the machine is running, and you lay it down, it turns off the machine. I don't know if you guys were able to see that. And then when you pick it up, you simply tap the foot switch, put it down, and the machine turns off automatically because it has an accelerometer. So the moment I touch the foot switch, it turns it off or turns it on. Of course, if the machine is going to be running, it's going to turn it on like it's doing it right now. Let me actually do it. Let me actually do it for you guys. So you flip it around, see the machine is running, put it there, turned off. Pick it up, small tap, put it there, turns off. So this is the best way to use the foot switch in my opinion. And yeah, so you know, really easy to pair. Moving to the next feature. All right, next feature is going to be hold the center button, e-give, foot switch, timer. Let's turn on the timer. So remember that we had a timer here. So this timer has 4 digits. Obviously, it doesn't have a second. I haven't met an artist that charges by the second, so I decided just to remove the seconds there. And this chair actually went up a little bit. There you go. So the timer is actually running, and of course, you know, once it reaches 1 minute, we're gonna see a 1 right there because I have enabled the timer. And to turn it off, you're gonna do exactly the same thing. Go through the menu whenever you wanna turn it off. Go through the menu, e-give, foot switch, you just hold it. And then you just go and turn it off. But I'm gonna leave it on throughout this procedure so you guys can actually see the timer working. Now, remember that the machine came with hertz as a main display. I'm gonna switch that to volts. And there is a menu for that. It says, I believe, speed priority or something like that. Can read it there? Yeah. So right now we're gonna go to volts selection. I select the volts, and now see what happened. Now I have 7 volts as the main readout, and the 116 hertz is going to appear there. So you always have the full freedom to, you know, configure the machine how it suits you better. Now moving forward, we we're gonna go with hertz as the priority because now we have several machines that we make, and every machine has different motors. And when machines have different motors, you know, we may have different configuration of those motors in the different machines. So this is gonna ensure that when you're talking about, let's say, a Scion version 5 at 110 hertz matches the same speed when you see 110 hertz in this machine. And again, you know, to me, it's the most accurate way to measure measure speed, and you could choose whatever you want. Now let's move on to the next feature. So once again, we're gonna go and e-give, foot switch, timer, volt priority, and now we have the increment. Right? Now remember that the Flux in the EXO, it went up by 0.5 increments. Now you can actually refine it and choose 0.1 or 0.5. I'm going to choose 0.1 and check it out. Now the 7 volts is going to be, it's going to go by 0.1 increment. I'm going down there, or I can go up by 0.1 increment. 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. And now let me change it back to 0.5 so I'll show you the difference there. And I'm going to change it to 0.5. So hit the center button to confirm, and now the volt is going to change by 0.5 increments, as you guys can see right there. So you get a gesture. All right, so now let's actually go to the next feature. Next feature is going to be, you give foot twitch. Obviously, you're not gonna be doing this every day, so, you know, bear with me here. Now, this is the one that I want, righty or lefty, and I'm a righty, so I'm gonna change the screen so the screen actually orients for the way I see things in the world. And the way I see them is like that, you know, as a righty. So if you're a lefty, you're not gonna see the screen flipped, you know, flipped out, so you can actually rotate the machine to suit your dominant hand. And I think that's a pretty good feature. Now, this machine has a pretty big display. As you guys can see, it runs all the way across, and one of the reasons why you know, we could lay out so much information here and also tweak the information. That's why, you know, I wanted to go with a big display. One of the reasons why we lay it in this direction, and you know why, you know, if you're a lefty, you can rotate it. So multiple options with this machine, you know. It's basically a machine that you can configure to really suit you the way that you like to tattoo. And we're gonna go now with the next feature. Now the button is at the bottom. So next feature is e-give, foot twitch, on and off. So we're cycling through all the features there. And last but not least, let me say it again, this is gonna be the hard turn off. And what this is gonna do, it kill the machine, right? So now if I wanna turn on the machine is not gonna turn back on. And let me explain why this feature. Now this is the feature that is enabled when we ship the machine to you. So we've heard that some people are saying that the battery doesn't hold up, and this is because the battery never turns off, because it needs to be connected to the machine in order to recognize your input. So it's kind of like a standby mode, more of a turn off when you use the button. But if you want to conserve battery life and you don't want to waste any battery, that's the option that you're going to go in the menu. You're going to navigate to the end of the menu, which is that one, and choose to turn the machine off. Now, how do you turn the machine on again? Super simple. You're gonna get the USB-C that came with the machine. Can I get it there? I just dropped it. Thank you, bro. Over here. So you're gonna get the cable that came with your machine, plug it in, and we're back alive. That's how you're gonna be turning on your machine. So remember, guys, so if you're gonna be at the studio and you know, you're an artist that's traveling, or is someone that has a couple of batteries charged and laying around, as long as those batteries are turned off, the battery is gonna consume itself by powering the board. Because remember, in order for the machine to determine your input, all the electronics have to be alive. You know, the sensing of the needle, the screen displayed, and all that stuff. So if you want to conserve battery life, guys, you know, you're traveling to a convention, turn off all your batteries, and that way when they actually come back on, they're going to be fully charged. So that is the main reason that you know, we added this feature here, because we heard people, and actually you do have that feature on the Flux as well. I have an extra right here. Let me actually show you. See, this one is not charged, I think. Let me see this one. Let me try to see. Let me see if this one's were charged. I plug it in. So that option here is when you actually go hold the menu. And this is the version 1. Hold it, you're gonna see the white light, then you see this light, then you see the yellow light, then you see the green light, and then you see the red light. Once you see the red light, release, and you turn off the battery. Of course, I had it plugged in, so probably it didn't work. Yeah, so that's the way you're gonna do it. You know, just hold on the center button until you see the red light, release, and that's how you turn it off in the Powerable version 1. All right, so we walked through all the features. What else is new in this machine? Well, one of the things that's new in this machine is that the Flux Max is the first machine with a 4.5 millimeter stroke. And to be honest with you, it has even less vibration, even though the Flux 1 and the EXO almost have no vibration. This one even less, just a tiny bit less, at 4.5 millimeters stroke. So it's the longest stroke machine that we offer, and you're gonna be able to get it in a 3.2, 4 millimeters, or 4.5. There may be other strokes in between at some point, but those are the ones that are offering right now. And I'm gonna remove the grip right now and show you a couple of things. Now, there are some stuff that I have changed in the body. I mean, the body is also brand new in this machine. Let me show you this one. Everything has been redesigned to feature the new, the longer stroke. We did have to actually configure stuff, but this is the Flux, the EXO. And if you see the front, you're gonna see something different. Here, this threading is a little bit longer than this one. And the reason why is because with a 4.5, we wanted to make sure that you can use your older grips, if you have an EXO grip, if you have a Flux grip, or if you have the new disposable, so there is full cross compatibility, with all the grips in this new machine. So you can still, adjust your grip, and let me actually put it. So the one that I have right here is the Flux profile of our disposable. So it's rubber here and kind of like a plastic on the back, and the grips is very light and still, give you a good balance of the machine. Really nice. So that's actually, at a glance, the main difference of the machine. Like you guys have seen, this machine can also be paired to the app for even further expansion, in the features. Obviously voice control is always going to be done through the app. And the good thing is that we can actually add more features to this machine and simply, push firmware upgrades for you. So, like for example, the timing on the screen is something that I believe we're gonna allow the app to control how long you want the screen to actually turn off. So, saves you battery life. I believe that right now we have it set up about 10 seconds, and it shuts off if you're not, if the machine is not running. If the machine is running, obviously the screen remains running. I think it's 30 seconds then. So, some things are going to be coming up to the app, guys, is the further configuration, the type of thing that you're going to be doing probably once and never again. So some of the things that I'm thinking about adding is, number one, when you're tattooing it, how long you want the screen to be on. Because if you're tattooing, you're not looking at the screen. Or how much you want to dim the screen. Because right now what it does is when you, so when you start using the keyboard, it turns on bright, but then after a while, the screen is gonna dim. Let me see the dimming there. At some point, it's gonna dim. Anyway, at some point it dims. So I don't remember the seconds, but you're gonna be able to control that, because if you wanna save battery life and you wanna just to simply, see the screen when you want to use the screen, all that stuff is going to happen on the app. What else? That's about it, guys. Brand new machine, Flux Max. I'll show you the box again if you missed it. Full compatibility, gold foil. Full compatibility with a foot switch, with a kill switch. Turn it on, back on like that. Sensing. And there you go. So you could also buy the kill switch on the website as well at fgarage.com. I believe it's one of the related products. So when you're adding this machine to cart, you can choose the kill switch, and you have free wireless control of your device. Now, what I'm going to be doing is addressing some of the questions, because I've seen tons of questions, and at some point, a bunch of people. Just put it there. All right, so let me try to get some of the questions here. Just leave it on, just in case. Yeah. All right, Victor Portugal, can't wait to try this beauty. You're gonna try it. What else? I'm gonna try to go to the top, guys, to people that actually asked questions before. I'm actually scrolling. There's so many questions, so bear with me here. I'm scrolling. People from Venezuela, Mexico, Canada, Japan, wow, people from everywhere. All right, so Someone is laughing at my joke about Miami time. So, Rob Beast says, when are the disposable dropping? They're dropping, my man. So we got the first shipment, so I'm sure they're gonna be out on the website this week or the following week or something like that. Baby J. Barker said, good morning, brother. Miss you, bro. Miss you, man. Manchester, England. Love the EXO. Hi. When are they shipping? This is Waro G Tattoos. When are they shipping? They're shipping right now. So if you go on the website and you order today, I believe your machine will leave within three days or so. So, you know, we are working. I mean, this launch has been pretty hectic. So we're shipping them out. The sooner you go, the better. Johan Tattoo, saludo desde Cuba. Saludo para la gente de Cuba. So, Jess Cavazo. Ha, I'm wearing the same shirt. Yeah, Jess, there you go, Dark Lab. You can also get the machine and all the products that Dark Lab supply. And for those that just join us, remember that we have the black version as well. Isn't it cute? I just love this machine. It's probably by far my favorite design out of all the machines that I've designed. And continue. So many questions. Thank you for all the greetings. Baby J Barker said, I love my Flux and EXO. They are the best. Okay, so Alfonso is sending us a hug from Venezuela. I need a machine, FK irons. All right, let's go to questions right now. Guys, thank you for all the greetings. Let me see. All right. Going up. Hold on.
Before you post it, let me just get a picture of you for the thumbnail. You post already?
No, I'm actually reading the questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The live is still going on, Marquise. Alright. Oh, okay, look at that. In Cosmetic by Ashley, taking appointments. She's taking appointments, and thank you for following this live here. Okay, so Sean Jogardi says, will this new grip fit in standard clip or sleeve? Yes, it will. I think so, it will. I mean, we have a big boss, which actually is designed to fit even up to an EXO. So if anything, you know, just try to don't get the super skinny one for machines that are 25 millimeter, 1 inch. You know, you gotta use the one that's fatter. And you know, we have a big boss that we actually configure to fit everything that we create. Even you can go even with, I believe, 50 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. It's just pretty big. All right, so another question.
You want me to read them off too?
So yeah, Marquise, if you can help me. So Rhode Island Tattoo Co. When the disposable grip? I knew that you guys were gonna be asking for that. The disposable grip is right here, finally here. Here's the box. I'll show it again. So I know that you guys wanted to have disposable options, and we heard you loud and clear. Plenty of them. They're gonna be dropping soon on the website, guys. So we're sorting them out, stocking them in, and they're gonna be on the website. Now, this is a great question. Find Your Smile is saying,
He's a protein member too.
Yeah, Protein, Find Your Smile. Is the grip backwards compatible with the EXO? Why not? Let's actually do a test right here. So we have an EXO right here, because I just removed the grip, and we have the Max. So we're gonna do the Frankenstein. And now you have an EXO Max. There you go. Cross compatible, you know, full adjustability. The ratcheting system is also compatible. So, and that answers that question. And of course, it's also cross compatible with the Flux. And that's the reason why, guys, I was showing you before that the body, we actually have to make some modifications to suit the longer stroke that this machine is going to have. So, you know, you have the full adjustability that you're used to. That machine is boss. I think so. All right, I ordered mine, waiting, so excited, can't wait to get mine. Marquise, you have any question there that I haven't ordered? That I haven't ordered. All right, tell me.
So first, there's okay, so tattoo, Simnot. He's asking what stroke to get. He does all sorts of lines, and he wants to do black and gray. So he's just asking what would be the best stroke for that.
Okay, so black and gray and
line work.
And line work. Okay, great questions right there. I mean, obviously, as always, answers are subjective. Everyone seems to like different things. But for black and gray, I think you cannot go wrong with a 3.2 millimeter, especially because once you enable the e-give, you are going to get super, super soft results. Now, one of our pro team, NM, actually, the guys told me that she was using e-give full blast throughout the whole Canada show, the next show in Toronto. She does very smooth black and gray. You can actually follow her on Instagram, Anand Qureshi, okay? With Q, Anand Qureshi. Maybe Marquise is gonna type her name right there on the chat. So yeah, 3.2, and that's actually the one that she is using right now, is the 3.2. For line work, it all depends what you do. I mean, I think that if you're gonna be writing very bold lines and you blast 11 rounds, 9 and up, all that stuff, probably you're gonna take advantage of the 4.5 millimeter stroke. Then from there, it's gonna be a matter of you choosing the speed that suits you the best based on your client's skin, how hard and all that stuff. If you want to get a machine that's going to be good for everything, I say get the 4 millimeters, or just get both. Get one for. But I mean, the choices are yours, guys.
You got another one.
Yeah.
So it's another pro team member, James Art Inc.
Yeah.
He's asking if we're ever going to do a 3.5 millimeter stroke.
3.5 millimeter stroke. Well, we have a 3.2. We're talking about 0.3 millimeters. We could do it. The difference is that it wouldn't make sense for us to make both because there is not a physical difference. I think the difference starts when it's more than 0.5 millimeters. That's when you really take advantage of the additional reach. But yeah, at some point maybe we'll replace the 3.2 for the 3.5.
I have another question from Crow.
Let me read this one really quick. Cage Levy says, when are the orders shipping? I'm dying to get mine. Orders are shipping daily, guys. We got thousands of orders, so we got to prepare them, pack them, and ship them. So please bear with us, but we are shipping, okay? We are currently shipping. So it could be, in your inbox very, very soon. In your mailbox, not inbox.
Someone's asking Pro Tattoos, just to specify about the toolbox bundle that we did.
Oh, that's a good one. So a lot of people were wondering, and this chair keeps coming up. A lot of people were wondering if we do we have it around here? No, right?
Toolbox.
So a lot of people were asking if we're gonna offer the toolbox bundle. Some of you have seen it, the red toolbox that comes with a foot switch, 2 batteries. Actually, it's pretty cool. I even got it myself. I did an unboxing. That was kind of like a surprise from the marketing team. I think it was a really cool idea, but that was a kit that we sent to some of our pro team artists that have helped us with this project, helped us test and the whole 9 yards, kind of like a thank you for being part of this project. Finally, we released it. So we made a bundle, but so many people inquire about the rib box that we may consider to bring it as a limited edition toolbox, red toolbox bundle. So stay tuned for that one. Obviously, it's not going to happen this year because we're so busy trying to get machine out. But it's a possibility. I can tell you for sure if it's going to happen because right now priority is to fulfill orders to all those that have orders, and of course, supply the entire tattoo industry, distributors, so they can also carry this machine in the different countries. Another one?
Yeah. Joe Hag Tattoos. When will the Powerbolt 2 be sold separately? So the 2.0.
Okay, so the question is, when are we going to be selling the Powerbolt 2.0 separately? It is going to be once we are caught up with all the orders, once all distributors have the machine, because right now, we have to prioritize the main purpose, which is just to put the complete machines bundle. But I'm assuming that it could happen maybe end of the year, could happen next year. As you guys know, there is a little bit of a constraint with some components, so we got to be really mindful, where we want to allocate this component. So, but yeah, the power pack is on its own. This thing on its own. It's gonna be dropping at some point, guys, so just hang tight. And it's gonna be cross-compatible with an EXO. Oh, actually, let me show you that. So I have a Flux right here. And I have a new battery pack. So this is what a Flux Max version 1 looks like. Okay, so that's that. And you're gonna be able to, have all the features in your Flux. Of course, if you want the new grip, if you want the 4.5, and if you want all the new things, just gotta choose the whole combo. Yeah, go ahead.
So they're asking if this machine will hit harder than the normal Flux. Should about be about the same. Probably just only the 4.5.
4.5, yeah. So the question is, will this machine hit harder? Well, we heard that this machine, we've heard random comments about our product. Some people say that the Flux hits soft. Some people say that the Flux hits hard. So to compute a straight answer, I think that everything has to do with the way that everyone tattoos, what everyone considers, hard hitting. If you have a heavy hand, probably, you could hit hard with a machine that's soft, right? But with a 4.2 millimeter, of course, you're gonna get the utmost torque per reciprocation. The utmost torque per reciprocation, because obviously there's more momentum, more travel, and with the 4.5. So one of the reasons why we decided to give you guys a little bit more range there.
Another question: do you have to turn the machine off when putting in cartridges for the e-give to adjust?
What a great question! Wow, that's a great question. So someone asked, do you have to turn the machine on or off when you have the e-give when you put a new cartridge? The answer is going to be yes. You do have to turn the machine off if you're using the e-give. Why? Because of the sensing feature that I mentioned before. So let me show you. So the machine is off right now, and I turn it on, sensing, and boom. The only way that the machine can know the cartridge that you're putting is by turning the machine off. Because if I remove it, the machine is reading, red ones, the cartridge that I'm putting, but I could put another cartridge from another brand, so the machine wouldn't know what to do. That's the reason why, just a small tap, pop the new cartridge, turn it back on, sensing, and boom, you're in game. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that if you're gonna be using the give. So we gotta make sure that we specify that as well. It's a good question. Next.
Any new colors or anything coming out?
I don't think we're gonna have any new colors, at this point. As of right now, we're trying to stock up these colors and get them. So far we have a lot of machines in stock. We usually introduce new colors, once, the waters have calmed a little bit, and then we have time to say, okay, let's think about that. But potentially next year, we're gonna have some new colors.
Asking if it's a 9-watt motor, which it is. So maybe just explain.
The motor is the same motor as the one that we had before, which is the 9-watt motor. It's a German motor, and what gives you the additional strike is going to be the 4.5. So in terms of performance, you should expect the same performance. In my opinion, the motor hits really hard, and that's the way I like machines to hit, because then it's just a matter of hand control, right? So we're using the same one, brushless in this machine. Someone here said, can I buy just the battery for my EXO? Yeah, I already answered that question. Let me see, I'm gonna go all the way, boom. Chacon Tattoo says, I wish you would make the Scion with a Powerball on top. Yeah, the Scion is actually a pretty unique design because the motor runs concentrically, where this motor actually runs perpendicular to the body. So the machine will be too long, but we're thinking about the Scion, because the Scion is still like a very popular machine after how many years? Like what, 2014? 2014, and so 8 years, wow. All right, so guys, I think this is gonna be it. We're gonna wrap it up today. I hope you had enjoyed this overview of this machine. If you just join out, this is gonna be live on the on Instagram, so make sure to rewatch this thing. We have it in yellow, we have it in black. We also have the full compatibility with a kill switch. So I'll turn it on and off. And as always, you can buy this at fkrunners.com, go to darklab.com, or go to any of our official distributors, Painful Pleasures, Killer Inc. in Europe, and the list goes on. For a full list of distributors worldwide, go on our website, fkrunners.com. You can find them all there, guys. And I will see you in the next slide. Take care.